Hey friend, how you doing? You good? I'm good too. Welcome to episode 2 of What the Heezybaby podcast. What the Heezybaby podcast is a conversation with me, Dominique, where I recap and retell movies, shows, and books like you would with your good homegirl. You can find the audio episodes of this podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But here on YouTube, you get all the visual, baby. So grab your tumbler, grab your glass, grab your flask, and let's get to yapping. We are starting our first show recap. We are talking about The Never Ever Mets Season 2. We'll be covering episodes 1 and episodes 2 today, alright? Now, mind you, The Never Ever Mets is a fairly new show on the OWN network. According to the OWN website, The Never Ever Mets chronicles the journey of 7 couples who are virtually dating and believe that their relationships could be the beginning of real love. Now, they're meeting face to face and living together to see if their love can really survive real life, alright? So, season 1 aired on April 19th of 2024. Okay, season 2, which is what we talk about today, aired on April 4th, 2025. Now, as for me, I watched season 1 last year, and this show is so polarizing to me, y'all. Like, the fact that in 2024, 2025, people are in committed relationships with people they ain't never met in person is fascinating. Okay, it's fascinating. And this concept seemed like a train wreck that I just can't turn away from. I don't know what it is. It's just like, oh my God. My favorite thing about this show is how real regular the people are. Okay, these are people where this is their first time ever doing anything like this. Okay, they look like regular people. They dress like they at home. They act like they at home. They are unfiltered like you would be at home. It's giving the vibes of somebody put cameras around at your friend's vacation. It brings a very grounding yet chaotic quality to the show. As y'all know, I love the fashion and beauty industry, so I'm always like peeping and looking at how people present themselves on global television. I feel like the people are not grasping the concept that everybody around the world can see you. And the internet is forever, okay? I can't for the life of me understand why people show up not considering that. But my eyes are always on, like, what are people wearing? What does their hair look like? What does their makeup look like? What is their body language saying? So I'm going to be commenting on all of that. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the show. So episode 1 is all about introducing the cast. So we're going to call this the meet and greets, all right? So let's meet the couples. They start to arrive at the house. Now, Taronda, who is the host of the show, calls everyone outside, okay? And Miss Taronda is going to keep a hat and a blazer on, honey. Every time you see her on this camera, she going to have on a hat and a blazer. That's her signature thing. Her stylist got it on lock. We ain't even got to question that, right? And she's also a great host, okay? She's very funny. She's very witty. And she knows how to hold the cast accountable. And we love that. She tells everyone who is at the house that their partner has been planning their dates and it's time for them to go and get ready. Couple number 1 is Charlie, who is 34 from Dallas, Texas, and she's dating Jared, who is 32 from Columbia, South Carolina. My first impressions of Charlie is, why they show that girl lingerie photo like that? I mean, this is our first time meeting her, and we already see her in her panties. Like, there is no build up. It's literally confessional lingerie. is happening here? This is a wild introduction to season 1. Okay, aside of her showing her sweet and low, okay, her confessional, I'm gonna say she comes across like she's not sure of herself, okay, because she shows up on camera very simple. When I say simple, I mean her outfit is very simple, her hair is very simple, she has on very simple makeup, just a lash and a gloss, honey, that's it. Jared, we don't get much of him right off the bat, but from what I gather, he cute. So they have been dating for 4.5 years. Dating for almost 5 years without seeing each other is wild behavior, okay? Charlie says that they went to the same high school at the same time but didn't cross paths. That's typical depending on the size of your high school. She claims that they have never met because their schedules haven't aligned. They have fear and they have secrets. Almost 5 years together, and y'all couldn't pick one weekend. It's 52 weeks in a year. Y'all been together 5 years. That's over 200 weekends, and y'all couldn't find one. All right. They show Charlie's casting video. She says in her casting video, she was like, I'm not stupid. Every woman has intuition, and I felt like Jared was seeing other. So I slept with someone else too. Why she stand up, y'all, and she 8 months pregnant on this casting video? I mean, fully pregnant on this casting video. Come to find out, she has given birth to the baby, and the baby is 1 month old at the time of filming. And she said Jared don't know. Being away from your newborn for a TV show it's a choice. It's a choice. Is it a choice I'll make? No. But it's a choice Charlie made. In her confessional, Charlie says she wants Jared to forgive her and accept it. I just want to know, ma'am, what is the it that you want him to accept? Is it the pregnancy? Is it the lie by omission? Is it the cheating? Or is it raising another man's baby? Which one? Just call me back. Let me know. Call me back. So they go to a pottery class. Jared said he planned the pottery class because Charlie is an artistic person. Now, why they both show up like they about to go run errands, I don't know. Because y'all ain't seen each other in almost 5 years, and this y'all first date, and this is what you wear? On your first date? Was your first time meeting him? Ever? This? Okay. They meet and they hype each other up. It's so cute. You can tell they have some kind of attraction to each other. We don't know if that's chemistry. We don't know if it's lust. We don't know if it's synergy. We don't know nothing so far. And Jared says that Charlie is all that he looks for in a woman, and then proceeds to describe her physical appearance. All you looking for is physical in a woman? Then they both reveal in their confessionals that they are both hiding secrets. Almost 5 years in, and y'all are not being honest with each other. At this point, y'all relationship should be way too committed and way too serious to be keeping things from each other like cheating, lying, babies, and whatever Jared has not revealed. Okay, it should be a little too deep for that. Couple number 2 is Alicia, who is 36, from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, and she's dating Irving, who is 44, from Brockton, Massachusetts. My first impression of Alicia is I really like the way that she dresses. She has a little bit of flair, a little bit of style in the way that she carries herself. Her style feels like someone who is intentional about their presentation, which I'm all for. I wonder if she comes from a traditional background though, because she, in her confessional, she gives a little buttoned up and conservative. Okay, she got a lot of rules, a lot of regulations, a lot of stipulations. All right, and Irving, they said this man is 44, but black don't crack and it sure don't sag, honey, because he look at least 10 years younger than what he is. And he has long, beautiful locks. Love the locks, sir. well groomed. All right now, Irving. All right. They've been dating for 5 months, and she says they're getting to know each other. She emphasizes that she is having conversations to see if she likes him. Now, I may be wrong here, but 5 months feels like a long time to decide if you like somebody, like if you like them as a person, because that feels like 2 dates and a couple phone calls kind of determination, not 5 months. But you know what? Some people are slow burners, so I'ma just let that be that. Alicia says she done being a girlfriend child. She says she is positioning herself to be somebody's wife. I guess we're gonna have to see, honey. So Irving lets us know that his family is Haitian. So for their first date, they are going to be learning Haitian compa, which is a type of dance. They do this really cute like blind date reveal, and they instantly are like lighting up when they see each other. I think that is so cute. Alicia says in her confessional that she likes that he brings his culture into their date, but them dancing is a little too close for her and it makes her uncomfortable. Ma'am, do you remember what show you signed up for? Because if y'all dancing together is too close, you're about to spend 3 weeks living together. Y'all about to get a lot closer than dancing and swaying from side to side. If that's not what you was looking for, why are you on this show? I don't understand. Back to their date. They look like they're having a good time. They're dancing, they're smiling, they're laughing. Alicia says he makes her feel comfortable and like he has good intentions. Beautiful compliment. We all want to hear that. Irving says he felt the chemistry. So far so good. This season might not be too crazy. They go to the rooftop and Irving asks Alicia if she's afraid of heights. She says no. He says, I am, but I am going to work on that for you. That's very sweet of him. I feel like Irving so far is very chivalrous, which I think should be the case at 44 years old. So good job to him. Alicia says that she's impressed and pleasantly surprised by the date. Irving asks if they could take their relationship to the next level. And Alicia says, we'll see. Irving says that he likes her a lot and he feels like there could be an opportunity for them to kiss, but he's gonna follow her lead. So far, what I'm gathering is Irving is open and he's a gentleman, and Alicia isn't open at all. And we don't know if she even liked this man at this point. Couple number 3 is Tatiana, who is 31 from LA, and Clavasier, who is 28 from Riverdale, Georgia. With a name like Clavasier, you better be from some deep, deep south location, because that's a name, baby. My first impressions of the couple is Tatiana is so cute. She is so cute. She's so bubbly. She has locks, so I love her hair, of course. I like her style and her energy. She just gives off fun vibes. Like, I could see myself hanging out with Tatiana for sure. Clay, they post his thirst trap photos too. This man ain't got no shirt on and it's in a towel. This the first time we meet you half naked? I'm wondering if they pick their own photos to give to production. Because now, the last Clay we had on reality TV was a hot, funky movie mess. So we're going to see if this Clay is any better. So far, the track record is subpar. Outside of that, he's an attractive guy. So I can see physically what drew her to him. It seems like, based off of the photos that they show us before we meet him, that he leads with his physicality and him being attractive. So that makes me wonder what kind of emotional intelligence he got if the first thing we see is your nipples. That's all I'm saying. They have been dating for 8 months. Tatiana says he's funny and he's charismatic. I'm going to say that's Southern charm, honey. That's just how we are down south. But don't get swept away up in it, okay? Don't get swept away now. She says that they haven't met because they live on opposite coasts and she's busy. She's a mom. And we don't get nothing from Clay on why he ain't made an effort. So we're going to have to see. I mean, I feel like after a month of talking online or virtually, whether it's to text message or what have you, I'm trying to schedule a meetup. Okay, you got about 4 weeks with me before I'm like, hey, when we gonna see each other? Memorial Day weekend right around the corner. Let's go to the beach. Let's do something so we can meet. Okay, but that's just me. That's why I wouldn't be on this show. Clay chose horseback riding as their date because Tatiana loves the outdoors and animals. I really appreciate how intentional all of these dates are. You can tell that number one, on got a budget. Number two, the cast is very in tune enough with their partners to have really intentional dates. So I love that. That's beautiful. I'm glad they didn't do generic dinner and a movie, you know? They both see each other, they run up to each other, they hug. It's so cute. They're so giddy to meet each other. Tatiana says Clay makes her feel comfortable and like they would have a good time. Their horseback ride leads them to a picnic and watching the sunset. It's so cute. Clay says that Tatiana is beautiful and her ambition makes her the type of woman that he wants to have in his life. My boy is laying it on thick. Okay, this is what you do on the first date. You gotta butter him up, baby. We learned that Tatiana is vegan, and Clay says that he will be open to becoming vegan with her because he thinks it'll make things easier. That is very thoughtful of you, sir, and more power to you because veganism is not easy. Okay, it's not easy, so Godspeed, young man. Tatiana asks him, where does he see them in a year? Clay says that he would actually like to recreate their first date for their anniversary. So cute. He tries to go in for a kiss, but Tatiana is not ready, okay? I get it. They've been together 8 months, but they haven't physically been together 8 months. Like, their relationship may be emotionally at an 8-month level, but their physicality is at like a 1 month level. So that seems to be the disconnect with the couple so far. We'll see how that play out in the house. Couple number 4 is Alexis, who is 47 from Philly, and she is dating Chris, who is 35 from Dallas, Texas. My first impressions of the couple: Alexis says she is 40 fine, honey. I know that's right. Tell us how it is, ma'am. 40 fine. I just wanna say her hair is stressing me out because it looks like she just sat in the salon chair and told them to install. Don't color it, don't cut it, don't curl it. Just sew it onto my head and I'm gonna be about my way. That's what her hair looked like, and I hate it. I'm gonna move on. Her energy in her confessional is she definitely benefits from conventional beauty privilege, okay? She has the idea that all she gotta do is be pretty and she can get whatever she want, honey. Which probably means she ain't worked on her character, not one bit. Now, we don't immediately meet Chris. All we see is photos of Chris. And Chris is fairly attractive. I feel like I have seen him on another TV show. Like, maybe I've seen him on Ready to Love or something like that. He just has a face that I feel like I've seen on TV. She says they have been dating for about a year. Alexis says that she likes younger men because older men let themselves go and they can't keep up with her. I know that's right. He comes off judgmental and strict with Chris, though. She says she asked him for a pickle pick and he sent it, honey, and that's what started their romance. So their date is a romantic picnic on the beach. This sounds like something that Alexis picked out so far, okay? This is the first time we meet Chris in person, and Chris got a very thick Southern accent. When you look at him, that's not what you immediately think of. But if he from Dallas, Texas, It's Dallas, Texas, okay? Chris says what drew him to Alexis is her beauty. And after talking to her for a year, he realized he has never seen her from the chest down, okay? Alexis says that Chris was in the doghouse for a while because he started entertaining another woman who is closer to where he lives and closer to his age, okay? Alexis says the woman he was talking to is the complete opposite of her, and her first thought was he'll be back. And personally, I think you gotta admire Alexis's confidence, because to have that level of confidence for somebody that you have not spent a single second of in-person time with is very admirable. Okay, and obviously she got the riz, because she said he came back, and now they on the show, child. She says that him coming back is a good thing, but she's nervous. Chris says that he is trying to work his way out of the doghouse. Alexis says she's softening up a little bit. So when they meet on the beach, they see each other, they smile, they kind of light up, the nerves kind of melt when they see each other. Chris hands her some roses, some really pretty roses at that, and they sit down at their picnic. Honey, before they could even get started good, Alexis is like, don't you owe me something? And Chris is confused. He like, what do I owe you? You told me you didn't want to kiss on the first date, so what is it? Alexis says that Chris owes her a public apology for the situation with the other woman. Chris gives her a genuine apology, which I think is very mature. And Alexis then asks if she is her type. Remember, she said that the other girl was the complete opposite of her. So at this point, she don't know what his type is. Chris says he goes more off of energy and how that person makes him feel. Now, my question is, are y'all still dating, or like, are y'all in a relationship? Because we don't know at this point if y'all have officially committed to one another. And I think that might be what Alexis is getting at here with him. And that's pretty much the end of their date. Couple number 5 is Kiki, who is 29, from Atlanta, Georgia. And she's dating Brandon, who is 30, from Birmingham, Alabama. My first impression of the couple is Kiki is so cute. Like, I love seeing her smile, because she has such a pretty smile to me. And we finally have a full-figured woman who has a partner who is not afraid to love on her out loud. We need more of this on TV. We love it. I'm eating it up. Yes, ma'am, Pam. I love that. Brandon is cute. He is just a cute, he has one of those faces that you be like, you just got a cute little face. He has one of those kind of faces. He has a nice smile. He has locks too. This is the season of the locks, honey. I love that. Now, they have been dating for 4 years. Another long relationship where they have been dating 4 years and have not met. Now, if we just get on that good girl Google Maps, Alabama to Georgia is only 2.5 hours in driving time. Why y'all ain't met yet? You can get there before lunch and get back before traffic start. So I'm not understanding. As far as their romance goes, she says that he approached her first and they bonded over the phone.
I'm ready to meet you. I'm honestly, I'm scared. I'm nervous. I don't know what to say right now. I'm just ready to meet you.
What if you decide you don't like me?
What if you decide you don't like me? You want to stood me up?
So they did try to meet. I hope this lady is not wasting this man's time, because so far, I'm confused. While everybody is getting ready, Kiki says she told Brandon she didn't want anything romantic and to save the romance for later. Ma'am, y'all been together 4 years. When exactly is later? When is it? Is it after the cameras cut and y'all go back to y'all homes where y'all don't see each other? Or like, what is it? I really, really, really hope she is not playing in this man's face on national television, because so far it sounds like she just stringing this man along and we don't know why yet. So Brandon planned a photo shoot for their date because Kiki is a plus size model. And their photo shoot is not just Polaroid pictures at the JCPenney, baby. They doing a lingerie photo shoot. Personally, I feel like after 4 years, this is exactly the kind of date y'all need to have, okay? Because at 4 years, y'all have kind of worked through most of the kinks in a relationship, and now it's time to build on intimacy in a relationship. So, Brandon, I'm picking up what you're putting down, brother. I see where you're going with this, and I can dig it. So, they both expressed in their confessionals that they both hope that the other person likes what they see. So they both meet in person and they are satisfied with each other. They are happy and smiley and giddy. And let them tell it, the photo shoot went great. So after the photo shoot, they go over to have a little light lunch and some wine. Brandon pours a glass of wine for both of them, and Kiki asks for a little more because she's nervous. So Brandon pours it for her, and then he asks her, "Are you a drinker?" And Kiki says, "I'm working on it." Brandon says the alcohol comment threw him off a little bit, and Kiki teases him, and he handles it well. Kiki asks if this is going to be a problem for him, and Brandon says they can work through it. I'm a little confused by this whole interaction, right? If y'all have been together 4 years, why are you asking her if she's a drinker? Wouldn't you know that already? Wouldn't that be something y'all have talked about plenty of times before? Like, what's happening here? I don't understand this. But that was their date, child. The couple number 6 is Brittany, who is 40 from Houston, Texas. And she is dating Ty, who is 38 from LA. My first impression of the couple is Brittany, in her confessional, comes across very soft-spoken. I can't tell if she's nervous or if she's unsure of herself in this relationship. I'm just going to credit it to her being a laid-back person simply because we don't know nothing about her yet. Ty has this salt and pepper thing going for him. He got the salt and pepper beard. He got the skunk stripe in his hair. So he seems like a cool guy, you know. He has high energy. He seems like a lot of fun so far. And he says that he takes pride in taking care of himself. Personally, I think a man taking pride in the way he presents himself without being obsessive is a great sign, you know. It shows that he pays attention to detail and he cares about how he shows up in the world. I also like a man that takes pride in fashion as well. Just, it gives a little oomph. So far, Ty is good in my book. Brittany lets us know that they have been dating for 3 months, and she lets us know off rip she is into alpha males. And I get it. When you are in charge of life for everybody around, when you get home, you just want to take off your cape and feel safe enough to do that. She says she has a child and doesn't have a large support system in Houston, so her partner will have to fill in that gap. I feel like no matter what kind of support system you have, if you are a parent, whoever you date will have to fill in that gap regardless because they are with you. Ty tells her that he is going to take care of her, so let's hope he lives up to his promises because that's a big promise to make. They both state in their confessionals that they're nervous about meeting one another. They haven't been together that long, so they want to know if they will have chemistry. Ty has on this real nice faux leather jacket in his confessional. I'm gonna have to drop that in the Google reverse image search so I can find it because that's a nice jacket. Okay, it's a faux leather jacket. It's this nice forest green kind of color. Chef's kiss. Love that jacket. Back to their date. As soon as they meet, they hug and you can see the nerves kind of melt away. And their date is parasailing. I didn't know that you could go parasailing without wearing swimwear. Obviously you can, because Brittany and Ty look like they about to go on a secret ops mission, honey. They are in head to toe, form fit and black, like they about to go scale some walls. Why would you wear this on your first date? Why would you wear this on your first date? That doesn't make sense to me. Back to their date. They're talking, and Ty makes a flirty comment to her, and it makes her smile, and it kind of loosens up the tension so far on their first date. So they're waiting to get strapped up to do the parasailing. Ty takes Brittany's shoes off, and it kind of plays into her desire to have an alpha male or a partner that kind of takes charge in their relationship. And you can tell by the way that they're talking to each other that they have real conversations, even though they've only been dating for 3 months. Okay, he is making her laugh. His jovial energy kind of relaxes her and relaxes any tension that is there. I will say Ty reminds me of a very specific type of family member. Okay, the way that he jokes around and plays around reminds me of that uncle, that cousin, or that big brother that gets on all the roller coasters with you at the theme park and has just as much fun as you're having. You know, that's the kind of energy that he gives off. They go up into the parasailing and they have a time. Ty is having the time of his life. It's just a good date, right? So they get back on the boat and they're kind of talking. Ty talks about them taking a cruise together, making plans for their future, right? And Brittany is like, yeah, but I can't leave my baby for that long. And she asks him, how does he feel about having kids? Ty says, even though he isn't a parent, he has no problem with kids and he's good with kids, right? So far, he's saying all the right things. He's saying all the right things, but as they say on Love Island, it's early days, so we don't know, right? Brittany asks Ty, would he marry her? He asks her, has she found a place for them to live? She says no, but she can get right on it. They laugh about it. Ty sneaks a kiss, and that's the end of their date. With them being in their early 40s or close to their early 40s, I can totally understand the dynamic of them being seriously talking about their future together, having kids, living together. You know, it seems like even though they've only been dating 3 months, they're definitely like, we're older. We ain't got nothing to play around with. You like me, I like you. We gonna do this thing? What you think? You know? Cute. Love it. The last couple is Cinco, who is 30 from Atlanta. Now, I'm already wondering if that's your real name. And he is dating Jay, who is 30 from Maywood, Illinois. My first impression of the couple is Cinco looks young. Okay, he looks like somebody's little brother. He just has a very young face. But once he starts talking, he comes across very clear-headed and mature. So it's very clear the youthfulness is just because he look young. It's not because he is immature. And he says he's 6'7". That's tall, y'all. That's tall. I'm only 5'2", so that's tall. Jay seems like a cool girl. She actually reminds me of the girls I went to school with. Cinco lets us know that they have been dating for 5 months and they met on Instagram. He says they are exclusive, okay? He makes it clear that she better be saying the same thing. And I love that. Make it clear that this is your woman and y'all have decided to do this thing together. Love that. Cinco lets us know that although he is not a parent, Jay is a mom, and she's a great mom, so he doesn't have to worry about the kind of mother that she would be for his child or their child if they get to that point. I personally think that's a huge compliment. Their date is playing basketball, since they are both really into basketball. Jay says in her confessional that her love language is acts of service, so she planned their dates. She said that she wanted to put a smile on Cinco's face, and she doesn't need him to plan anything. She got it. I don't know if she means her love language to give is acts of service or her love language to receive is acts of service. Either way it go, there is nothing wrong with allowing your partner to do things for you, but I'm gonna let the mental health professionals clear that up for the girls. So, on their date, Single arrives and he says he's excited to spend time with her, and he brings her flowers because she had mentioned previously that she wanted flowers. So, it's very sweet of him to do what the girl says she wants. That's usually how I go, right? So they're excited to see each other. They laugh, they flirt, they show off their skills, they have a little lunch. It's a cute thing, and that's their date. Based off how everybody entered this house, I am curious how much time is between confirmation that you're going to be on this show and the start of filming. Because I feel like, this is just me, clearly, you cannot show up on national television, global television, or Beyonce's internet looking any kind of way. I don't care what nobody says. This is an opportunity to elevate your life in unimaginable ways simply based off how you show up on camera. Act like it. If you are not a hair girly and you know you are not, please, for the love of all laser glue, stop slapping these wigs on your head. Stop slapping wigs on your head. Stop slapping sew-ins with leave-outs on your head. Please. Y'all looking crazy out here on the internet and on the cameras and stuff. Y'all look crazy. Your best bet is vacation braids. Okay, get you some knotless braids. Get you some cornrows. Get you a braided ponytail. It's little maintenance and it's cute for every occasion. So if y'all gotta jump in some water, if y'all gotta do something a little more active, you ain't gotta worry about your hair looking crazy. Please, y'all. Please. Please. If you are not a makeup girly, no problem. No problem. Learn one makeup look. Learn one makeup look and perfect that the whole time. Please stop showing up on full production sets with lights and cameras and backdrops, barefaced or foundation only, or just eyebrows, lashes, and lip gloss. Please. Please, the cameras are not forgiving, okay? They're going to show everything. Learn something. Google is free. YouTube is free. Go to a mall kiosk if you got to. This is crazy. If you are not a fashion girly, that's fine too. Pinterest is free. Find you a fashion girly. Call a friend. At the bare minimum, please try on your outfits in front of a mirror before you pack it. However you usually do things at home, when you get ready to be on TV, just 2 notches. Take it up. Just boom, boom. Take it up 2 notches. Boom, boom. Please. Moral of the story, looking regular on national TV is a no. Fake it until you make it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Back to the show. So all the couples get back to the house, right? Everybody comes back from their dates. Everybody is introducing themselves. Hey, hello, how are you? How you doing? Nice to meet you. My name is this, my partner. You know, that kind of jazz. Honey, Jay tells us off the rip, she will not be sleeping in the communal room for the girls. She will be sleeping with her man in his bed. So they have a setup to where there's one room with like 6 beds in it for the girls. There's one room with 6 beds in it for the guys. There's one single bed or maybe double bed suite. And then there is the intimacy suite, right? Jay says she ain't sleeping with the girls, okay? She's sleeping with her man because he got the king size bed. And you know what, Jay? I'm right there with you because we did not come all of this way to be sleeping with people that we are not in relationships with. Side note, I don't know why they don't have more couple sleeping arrangements and less communal sleeping arrangements. It just seems odd to have to sleep with everybody else and not your partner. I understand that some people may not be ready for that, so they can sleep in the communal area, but where is the option for the couples that want to sleep together for the duration of this experiment? Cinco and Jay waste no time, okay? They take a shower together and they get busy to solidify their compatibility. And you know what? More power to you, okay? I am all for learning what you need to know in a timely and consensual fashion so you don't have to waste your time. You feel me? Later on in the evening, right, Charlie says in her confessional that 2 hours in, honey, and the honeymoon phase has worn off because of all of her guilt. She says she feels guilty about not telling Jared about her newborn daughter. And ma'am, you should. Because a baby, a whole human, is not something to leave out of the conversation of your relationship. She says that she wants to wait a few days to make sure they really like each other. Y'all in this thing almost 5 years. What are you talking about? That's crazy. Jared goes and lays down to take a nap on the couch in the living room, honey. Charlie goes off to get a breast pump from production to pump for her baby. I just want to emphasize here that this lady is on this show with a 4-week-old baby. So while she's pumping, production breaks the fourth wall and asks Charlie how she hopes telling Jared about the baby will go. Charlie says it could break what they have. So once she's done pumping, she wakes Jared out of his sleep on the couch to break the news up. And the way my boy jumps up, he was sleeping good, okay? He jumps up like who did it and why. Why she couldn't wait until the morning to tell him if she waited this long, I don't know. I think production might have told her to go ahead and do it now so it could boost their ratings. I don't know. She wakes him up and they go outside to have this conversation. And she's kind of nervous about telling them, so she takes her time. Then she just blurts out that she has a 4-week-old daughter. And when she told him that she was having hernia surgery, she was actually giving birth. Jared says that he had a feeling it was something because their communication slowed down from talking multiple times a day to a few times a week. Then Charlie goes on to tell him that it's not just the new baby that she had to tell him about. She told this man she also has a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old that he did not know about. Charlie got 4 kids, y'all, and she only told him she had 1 kid. So she went from having 1 child to now having this older child, a 7-year-old, and a 5-year-old, and a 4-week-old. Jared says he knew something was up, but he didn't say anything because he had his own situation going on. And that's the end of episode 1. Now, before we go to episode 2, I just got a few questions for Charlie. Just a few questions for Miss Charlie girl. So come on in the room, ma'am. Have a seat. Question number 1. Ma'am, how do you hide 3 children for 4 years? Almost 5 years. You had 2 toddlers over the course of y'all's relationship. How did you hide toddlers? Children are loud. Children are curious. Children want snacks. Children got boogers. Children need shoes put on. Children like to fight their siblings, so they yelling, they screaming, they jumping up and down. How did you hide those children, ma'am? The people want to know. It's me. I'm the people. Huh? Secondly, about this newborn. Okay. You said your newborn baby is 1 month old, okay? You said 1 month. You also said 4 weeks. From what the girlies are saying about filming a show, you know, the pre-filming and then the filming of a show, when you sign up to film and they accept you as a cast member and they have to fly you out, they typically put you in like a hotel room or somewhere that's your lodging away from the rest of the cast for at least 2 weeks. You said you are still pumping for this baby. So, and I don't believe they are mailing, shipping, FedExing, or Ubering your breast milk back to Dallas, Texas. So that leads me to believe your baby has to be in the same city as the filming. So you mean to tell us, me, the people, that you were traveling with your newborn baby at least 2 weeks after giving birth to be on a TV show, to be with a man? Are you okay? Is everything okay at home? Are you well? What's going on, mama? Like,
Girl, what's going on?
you can't tell me your doctor was okay with this. You cannot convince me that your primary physician, your OBGYN, your pediatrician was okay with this behavior. Is this safe? So episode 2 starts off where episode 1 left off. Okay, so we're still at the table with Charlie and Jared talking about Babygate. Okay, honey, why Jared tell Charlie that he has a 6-month-old newborn as well?
Oh my God!
So both of y'all was creeping on each other. Is this even a real relationship? Because what is going on over here? Y'all was not really together. Was this were these break babies? Y'all had a whole year where y'all was not together. What? I'm so confused. I'm so lost. I'm confusion. I don't understand. Charlie tries to act surprised and low-key hurt by Jared's expression. Her thing is, I'm a woman. I should know. My womanly intuition should have picked up on this. It feels like Charlie is giving Jared the reaction that she expected him to give her. So Jared tells Charlie he can't be upset because they're both in the same situation. Valid. Charlie says she's not going to hide it anymore. When she needs to pump, she'll pump. And Jared is like, yes, ma'am, because you have to. What are you saying right now? Of course. Do what you gotta do. Right? Then he tells her, he looks her straight in the eye, and he's like, dealing with 2 kids is hard, but 6 is a lot, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. Charlie is like, so you think less of me because I have more kids? Ma'am, that is not what that man said. That's not what that man said at all. You just told him that you don't have just 1 baby. You got 4 babies. And he already got kids. What you mean? He already got a child, and now he has another one. So y'all got a collection of 6 children, and Jared says no, he doesn't think less of her. He wants to be there for her, but 2 kids is hard enough for him to deal with. Charlie says that's tough for her to hear, and Jared says he doesn't mind trying, but let's be realistic. Delulu Charlie says all she wants is for them to try and make it work. And then she goes in her confessional and she says they have to try to figure out if they can make it as a couple at this point. Y'all got a collective of 6 kids, 2 different households, living across 2 different states. Y'all got some real stuff y'all need to figure out. And it's probably not if y'all can make as a couple here on this show. Y'all got to figure out how this family is going to work. So you know what? From here on out, we are calling Charlie Delulu Charlie. We are calling Jared Mr. Sandman because he gonna take him a nap. And as a couple, they are now 16 kids and counting. Before we move on to the rest of the couples, I have a theory here. Just walk with me on this. I have a theory. I don't think that Charlie and Jared are a real couple. okay? I feel like this relationship is produced for this show. Every show has at least one couple where the vibes are off, and they spend the whole season trying to convince us and convince themselves that they could really make this relationship work. Last season on The Never Ever Mets, it was Jody and Aaron. This season is them, okay? It's a few things that are off that I can't make sense of. Number one, for their relationship to be 4 years old, they act like they've only known each other for a couple months, honey. Okay, some of the questions that they ask on the date is very much of, this is the first time we've ever talked about this. When they are standing next to each other or around each other, it looks like they're struggling to kind of make a physical connection, and I'm not seeing so far that they have the physical chemistry or the synergy that people would have that have been together for 4 years. They have the energy of, this is a blind date. Okay? Also, point number 2. They got way too much baggage. It's like 6 plot lines going on here. Jerry already got a baby. Now he got a 6-month-old. Charlie told him she had 1 child. Come to find out she got 3. They've been together 5 years and haven't spent a single second physically in person together. That sounds like a lie. They both cheated on each other, I'm going to say more than once, and ain't said nothing, which means y'all been lying to each other. And to top it all off, y'all both got babies less than a year old. Once again, Charlie, how did you hide toddlers and a pregnancy from somebody that you're in a relationship with? And he barely picked up on anything other than y'all communication changed. It's not adding up. Number 3, they didn't waste no time letting the secrets out, okay? They started off the season with their secret in all the advertisement and on the show. That's giving production right there. And number 4, okay, this is the biggest stretch. Number 4, I don't have any tangible, printable, factual evidence of this, but Jared gives off the vibes that he has connections to the alphabet mafia, okay? Some of his mannerisms give a certain signal if your radar is detecting what I'm detecting, okay? It's giving, Charlie isn't the type that he usually goes for, but he's not gonna say that, okay? All I'm saying is, I smell a fake relationship. Now, let's get back to episode 2. This is their first night in the house, even though it's episode 2. And all of the couples are getting ready for bed. So everybody kissing and hugging and snuggling and cuddling and all that kind of cutesy little stuff, right? So we see Alicia and Irving cuddling in Alicia's bed, okay? They're in bed, they're cuddling, they're talking. They got their legs draped all over each other. So clearly the date went well, okay? It went well enough for them to be all snuggled up, right? Alicia says that Irving takes any chance he gets to cuddle up and get close to her. Duh. What do you want him to be across the room? I'm confused. Irving says he wants to cuddle and sleep with her to know if their relationship is real. Alicia says, I'm traditional. Irving is like, we don't have to have sex. And it's the same to him as if they were falling asleep together on the couch. Alicia says, to put it into perspective, we have only been on 1 date. So, now I'm wondering if they talked about coming onto the show before coming onto the show, because all their interactions so far is giving, they didn't have any discussions on boundaries, expectations, the future of their relationship, the future of them being on the show. They didn't talk about nothing. Okay, or maybe they did talk about it and things changed once the cameras pulled up on them. All I'm saying is this feels like a disaster in the making, and it's night one. They ain't even been together a full 24 hours yet. Alicia says in her confessional, this is all new for her because her life has been completely transformed based on her autoimmune disorder. She says in her confessional that sleeping in the bed with Irving is not something that she wants to do right now because she wants more of a mental and emotional connection. Like, yeah, girl, you telling us that, but you should probably tell him that since he's right in the bed with you. Back in the bed, she tells Irving not to press the physical connection because things should be more organic. That's not what you just said. You can literally see Irving starts to disconnect or like shut down energetically towards her. It's not looking good, Alicia girl. It's not looking good. This man already starting to check out and it's day one. So back in the bed, Alicia doubles down and she's like, what time is it? Because I got to go to bed. I can't tell if she liked him or not, okay? And Irving says in his confessional, he is not trying to rush her, but he is concerned that he likes Alicia more than she likes him. Me too. Day 2 starts with more drama from 16 kids and counting, y'all, okay? Delulu Charlie comes to Mr. Sandman, and he is once again laid up on that couch looking like he about to take a nap. She comes in and she's like, ha ha ha, I have 3 husbands. And Mr. Sandman is like, hold on. And she's like, it's a joke, it's a joke, it's a joke. So then she says to him, she found herself in another lie, okay? And it's getting hard for her to not tell everybody about her kids. And she wants to let the whole cast know. Charlie, ma'am, you lying a little too easily. Okay, I'm starting to think that this what you do. Cause what you mean? Are you meaning that it's getting harder for you to hide while you disappear and go pump? If that's what you mean, okay. But if you talking about just talking about your kids, I'm not understanding. Jared tells her, well, he doesn't want her to censor herself. So she wants to tell everyone she's cool with it. So Mr. Sandman says in his confessional that now that they have confessed their secrets to each other, nothing can stop them, and all they have to talk about is the logistics of how their lives are going to work. So clearly he slept on it, right? Delulu Charlie looks at him and she's like, that's all she wanted was to have some support. And Mr. Sandman, Mr. Jared, Charlie done confessed to at least 3 lies in the last 24 hours. You not concerned? If not, you should be. So then Delulu Charlie makes a remark about Mr. Sandman's package in his shorts. Charlie girl, you just had a baby. I think you should relax. So the group gathers in the courtyard for their first group assignment, right? They meet the host, Taronda, for the first time to lay out how this process of them being in the house together is going to work. She says they will have activities with relationship professionals to help them encourage the growth of their relationship to see if this will really work. She says they can also come to her if they need anything. And the intimacy suite is open if they want some privacy. She says each couple will be in charge of cooking a meal for the entire house together so they can see how they work together as partners, right? So they move on to the first group activity, which is body painting. The goal of this activity is to explore each other outside of the bedroom and also explore boundaries through intimacy and consent. They also have an intimacy professional to coach them through the process, right? The couples are supposed to ask their partner for permission while they explore each other's bodies. Let's talk about the group activity, and we're going to do it briefly, break it down couple by couple, and we're going to start with 16 kids and counting. So Delulu Charlie paints Jared first, right? And Delulu Charlie tells us that she got this man's name tattooed on her. Ma'am, you have not seen this man in person. So what you mean you got his name tattooed on you? What? I'm concerned. I'm concerned about Charlie's mental health. I think we all should be. So let's put her on the sick and shut in list. Everybody, all my prayer warriors, put Charlie's name down. Because what's going on over here, right? Back to the body painting. She says that she painted her name on Jared so he would know what it felt like. So when the intimacy coach asked Jared how he felt about their experience with Charlie painting him, Mrs. Sandman said it felt nice to have her all over him after they waited so long to be together, and she has full permission to access him. So they switched to Mr. Sandman being the painter, right? And he paints zebra stripes on her and paints Black Queen on her because she is biracial and has had to fight for her identity. And when you look at Charlie, she does not look like a conventional Black woman. So I can see how she had to fight for her place and fight for her identity. And this also makes sense as to why I was picking up that she feels unsure about herself. And it's probably because she does have some issues with identity and representation of such. You know, that's just what I was picking up, you know, and he kind of confirmed it. That's all I'm saying. The next couple is Irving and Alicia, right? So Alicia did the painting first, and of course she would because she not giving up control to nobody. Clearly, she got some walls up, okay? So she paints symbols about Black power over him. She says she had to remember to ask for permission because she tends to tell what she's going to do. They switch roles and Irving asks her, is it okay if he paints her back? Alicia says yes, and then she says don't touch her rolls on her back, and then she says she doesn't like for her back to be touched. So which one is it, Miss Mamas? Is it yes or is it no? Because this is confusing at this point. She says in her confessional that because of her autoimmune condition, she's a little more reserved and has more wounding on her body. I can understand that. I also think if you have all these concerns, you should have communicated all of these things clearly with your partner beforehand, so y'all had a very clear understanding of each other's boundaries before the cameras picked up. I also feel like Alicia is just coming up with new rules on the spot every time a new interaction comes up, because what is going on here? So Irving paints her, right? And he paints powerful on her chest. And he goes to explain why he sees her as powerful. And he starts to bring up her autoimmune disorder. And she kind of stops him before he can get it out. And he immediately course corrects because she isn't ready to be fully open about her autoimmune disorder. And he puts angel wings on her back because he said when they went on their first date and he turned around and saw her, he thought that she was an angel. Super cute. I like Irving, and I like that he was able to see that she was uncomfortable and stop his process and kind of decide to take another path to still support her and make her feel how he wanted her to feel, which is like she was powerful and beautiful. So good job, Irving. You get 10 points from me. Next, we have Cinco and Jay. Cinco is blindfolded first, and Jay is the first painter. So she draws symbols on his body that represents love and peace and family. And Cinco says that he likes that they are on the same page as far as growing together and growing their family. When they switch, Cinco is the painter, and he kind of follows the same thought process as Jay. So they seem to be very in sync with each other, and I'm very interested in how their dynamic grows, because so far they are very clear with each other on what they want, what they don't want, and how they want to move forward. Next, we have Brittany and Ty. They are the only couple to not blindfold each other through this process. And Ty said it's because he liked to watch. He want to see everything that's going on. And honey, if you like it, I love it. Next, we have Kiki and Brandon. Kiki admits in her confessional that she struggles with intimacy, which will probably explain why they haven't seen each other in 4 years, because if you struggle with intimacy, you probably struggle with face-to-face interactions, right? So Brandon goes first with being blindfolded, and Kiki paints. He says he enjoys the process, okay? He says that he felt very submissive and enjoyed it because of how gentle Kiki was with him. They switch to Brandon being the painter, Kiki says that they had fun because they like to have fun together, and this process helped her open up. Next, we have Alexis and Chris. Chris is blindfolded first, and Alexis paints. Okay, according to Chris, Alexis hasn't asked permission to do a single thing, which is directly opposite from what the instructions were. He says in his confessional that Alexis does what she wants when she wants, and he sees that as controlling. He says he kind of picked up on that over the phone, but it might become a problem if she has control issues. During the body painting session, Alexis basically did everything she can to leave her markings on Chris. Okay, she put her name big and bold across his chest. She put handprints on every area of the body that she can get access to, especially his private areas. And she made it clear that Chris is hers and nobody else's. Chris, blink twice if you in danger, sweetheart. Blink twice, okay? We'll send somebody come get you, okay? They switched to Chris being the painter. He painted a big red stop sign on her back with 2 hands signaling stop because she doesn't listen to him when he tells her to stop. Alexis says, "It's a good thing I can't see behind me." Ma'am, not only is that not funny, but are you listening to what he is saying to you? Do you want a relationship or do you want a servant? Because what's going on? Then we have Tatiana and Clay. Clay goes first to be the painter. Tatiana is blindfolded as they're going through this process. And Clay doesn't ask for permission. He just tells her what he's going to do. And she's like, "You didn't even ask me first." So he kind of course corrects and tries to ask her. And she's like, "It don't matter now. You didn't already got started." So they laugh about it and they end up enjoying themselves. So historically on this show, the production team does a horrible job of connecting the activities to how it really helps the couples. They just kind of do things on this show. So let me tie it all in. I believe they did this intimacy exercise to point out to the couples the areas where they lack in communication and how they could better it. Now, they never get to how they could better the communication, but you can see through each couple's interaction the pitfalls and where they still need work. Hopefully they'll do better as the season progresses. So once they finish the group activity and get all cleaned up, they get ready for dinner. Now something spicy happens between 3 of the couples, okay? The first incident happens with Brittany, Ty, and Alicia, okay? Brittany and Ty are in charge of the first night's dinner for all the couples. Ty has taken the role as the head chef and Brittany is his assistant. Alicia comes in the kitchen while they're cooking and prepping and asks if vegan butter was purchased for her. Ty goes to look in the refrigerator and he says, "I don't think so." And Brittany asks if she can do regular butter. Alicia says kind of, but not really, and then requests that her food be made differently with different ingredients. Ty looks at her and he's like, "Are you cooking or are we cooking, right?" And Brittany kind of jumps in and she asks Alicia, "Can you do oil instead of butter?" Alicia says oil gives her a lot of mucus, okay? So Ty gets a little agitated.
"Are you cooking, darling, or are we cooking?"
Okay, so oil gives me a lot of mucus, so I don't eat a lot of oil.
Well listen, we're cooking for more than just one person right
I
now.
said make this.
I know, but when it's y'all time to cook, y'all can cook. I'm cooking for more than just her, and to be quite frank, that's not my woman. Someone else gonna have to adjust for her restrictions, not me. You gotta use vegan butter, you gotta use this and that. No, we trying to cook right now.
You're yelling at me, Ty.
I'm not yelling, but I'm saying y'all stressing us out while we trying to cook.
Am I stressing you out? Tired. Wow, this is why I'm coming to the kitchen.
Brittany tries to calm Ty down, and Alicia says that she can cook her own food and walks out of the kitchen, saying that she's tired of being yelled at and misunderstood. Brittany tells Ty that even though you're frustrated, you have to remember you talking to somebody else's lady. She's basically saying you got to have some respect for who you're talking to. Now, I will say, I understand both sides of the fence, right? On Ty's side, if you have ever cooked for more than 4 people, you know exactly where Ty is coming from. Not only is this the first meal he is cooking with his lady, Ty is also cooking on camera for a bunch of black people who are also strangers in a strange kitchen with ingredients he did not buy. That on its own is a high pressure situation. On top of that, cooking is kind of like a dance, you know? Everything has to be working in a timely fashion, so all of your food is hot and ready relatively around the same time. Now, add on to that the pressure of somebody you don't know coming into your space, questioning what you're doing, and making demands without any explanation. I'm not saying that he's right in the way that he responded. All I'm saying is I understand where he was coming from. On Alicia's end, I understand that if you have dietary restrictions that are connected to your immune system and your immune system maybe being compromised, you want to make sure that you're not putting your health in danger. I will just say that both of them could have handled this situation better. Back at the drama, okay? So Alicia goes to Irving to tell him what happens. She tells Irving that Ty basically kicked her out the kitchen. Irving laughs and he's like, he kicked you out the kitchen? And she says, no, but he was yelling. Now, girl, let's not tell lies. That's how people get hurt, okay? Tell the whole truth, not just the part that swing things in your favor, okay? Let's not do that, especially with somebody who you want to take your side. Let's not leave out information. So as she's telling Irvin what's happening, Irvin sees that she's obviously eating something, so he takes a napkin, and while she's talking, he kind of cleans up around her mouth, which is very sweet of him, very attentive. You can tell that he was paying attention to her. I think that is so sweet. Alicia admits that she raised her voice at Ty because she was tired of arguing about food, and it's dumb to her. Irving says in his confessional, it sounds like Alicia was the aggressor in the situation, and there's another way that that situation could have been handled. In the moment, he lets her finish, and then he points out that he understands that food is a trigger for her. Alicia says she didn't think it was, but he might be right. I feel like Irving did a great job of holding space for her emotions in that moment without coddling her, because she came to him wanting him to take her side and go off on Ty. Later on, the second incident happens while dinner is still cooking. Mind you, they're having some form of a fish dinner. When it's a small group of people, like 4 people, it take about 30 minutes to cook this. At a large group, I'm going to say it take about an hour. So just keep in mind, all 3 of the incidents happen within 1 hour. Okay, so incident 2 is we hear but don't see Alicia and Brandon behind closed doors allegedly doing yoga.
Okay, let's do a step salutation, okay? Reaching up towards the ceiling.
Yeah.
And then exhale for a fold.
I went up the stairs to go grab something. Yeah. Brandon and Alicia, they were like doing yoga.
First of all, why y'all doing yoga behind closed doors together? It's a living room. It's a living room. It's an open space for y'all to do yoga. Why y'all behind closed doors doing yoga? Secondly, Brandon, why are you moaning and groaning like that? This don't sound right. This don't sound right. This don't look right. This is a very sticky situation. Irving comes around the corner, comes upstairs, child, and hears them. And this pisses my boy off. Okay, she comes out, she sees him upset, and she's like, what's wrong? What's going on? And he's like, he asked her last night to do yoga, and she told him no.
You want to do yoga tomorrow?
Not necessarily. I want to wake up whenever my body calls me. Yeah.
Now she's doing yoga with someone else when they randomly asked for it, and it's offensive to him. She's like, I didn't realize that. And Irving is pissed, so he starts to walk away. So she calls him back to her and they talk about it further. So Alicia starts to apologize, and when Irving doesn't receive her apology the way that she wants him to, she starts to get offended.
Just felt weird. Like
you felt like I was servicing somebody else?
Exactly. That's how it comes across. You know what I'm saying? For me, anyway.
Okay.
Because I don't...
I'm sorry you felt like that. It wasn't my intention to overserve somebody or whatever you're saying. I'm trying to apologize.
That's okay. Relax. Breathe.
Irving, in my opinion, articulated his feelings and his concerns, even though he was mad, in a very mature manner. Alicia is not doing that. I hate when people offend you and then try to control your response to them offending you. You don't get to hurt people, whether on purpose or on accident, and then tell them how to respond to being hurt. That's not how that goes. So Alicia asks Irving, in the middle of this discussion, if him being upset was a part of an insecurity. Not trying to turn the tables to get the heat off her. So Irving is like, no. And he says it's about her doing something with another man that she wouldn't do with him. Duh. Alicia says in her confessional that she's tired of being put in a situation where she's being misunderstood and her and Irving are not on the same page. This ship is sinking and it's only day 2. I don't think they're going to make it the full 3 weeks, y'all. Incident 3 happens, okay? This incident is with Alexis and Chris, right? So Alexis is sitting in the living room with Delulu Charlie and Mr. Sandman Jared, okay? Alexis tells Mr. Sandman that she doesn't feel that her and Chris were connecting during the body painting exercise, right? So as she's talking to him, Chris comes into the room and he's like, hey, y'all, what y'all talking about, right? And Jared asks Chris, hey, how do you think the day went? And Chris is like, it went good. It brought us closer together, right? What you think? When he looks at Alexis says that she felt disconnected, which is a surprise to Chris, right? So clearly there's some miscommunication happening here, right? Charlie and Jared decide to remove themselves so Alexis and Chris can have some privacy. Chris tells Alexis that she didn't express outside that they were disconnected, and she actually told him the opposite. Alexis says that she was giving him more direct instructions and he wasn't following them. Chris says he didn't hear the instructions, but he had to done something right for Alexis to tell him that she was feeling aroused. Alexis says she enjoyed the activity and she enjoyed him touching her, but she did not like him not listening to her instructions. Chris says, you didn't even follow the instructions that the lady gave us in the beginning. You just did whatever you wanted. So they continue to go back and forth, and Alexis is not listening to him. Okay, she's not listening to nothing that he's saying. She is doing everything she can to prove her point of them being disconnected. Chris says in his confessionals that he's starting to see red flags with Alexis, but it's not enough for him to walk away.
I want to say that I feel like we're not going to work because I don't feel that way. I really got to show this woman that I mean business, or if not, she's going to treat me like a little boy.
So in the moment of them talking, Chris gets up to leave. So before he leaves, he looks at her and asks her if she's okay. Alexis is taken aback a little bit because she's mad. She pauses and she looks at him and she's like, I'm good, even though she clearly isn't. She is pissed off at this point. Once she verbally confirms that she is good, he walks away. I feel like Alexis is making up this issue to keep the upper hand in the dynamic of their relationship. Like, it seems like she doesn't want to lose control and she doesn't want things to go too good because of what? Maybe she's scared of getting hurt. I don't know. But ma'am, this is manipulation and you can't do that. You cannot do that. That's not okay. Ooh, child. So finally, Finally, dinner is ready, right? So dinner is done and everybody comes together for dinner. Everybody's laughing, they're talking, they're having a good time. And 16 kids and counting decide to tell the group about their 17 million kids, all right? The group is clearly shocked that they both had babies on each other. Okay, everybody is like, what? Yeah, I guess congratulations on the babies, y'all. Congratulations. Woohoo. Then Delulu Charlie tells them, okay, y'all, I don't just have 2 kids. I actually have 4 kids. So it's a total of 6 kids between the 2 of us. Everybody is immediately shocked. Everybody is like, hold on. What you mean 6 kids? And while everybody is still shocked and kind of gathering themselves, Jared is like, I love Charlie and we are going to make it work. And everybody is like, all right, well, more power to you, child. More power to you. After dinner, all of the couples go and like debrief about the day and, talk. And they debrief in some of the blackest ways possible, okay? It's 3 couples in the pool room, playing pool, talking about everything that's going on, right? And they're doing it like black people do, so it's so funny to watch. The only thing they're missing is a spades table off in the corner, and this will be a family function, right?
But I ain't gonna lie.
That's crazy.
You applied on the show pregnant?
If you came on here and told me you had a 1-month-old,
No, not
Bro, what you would have did?
No,
What I would've did?
I got 4. You gotta forget about that part.
so it's 2 bombs.
You
You don't got 1 kid. You got 4 kids.
But we
Oh
both
yeah, I got 4.
Girl, it makes no sense to me. Having those secrets and those big secrets for that long is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's a lot that we haven't talked about, but I just feel like that's a bit much.
In her confessional, Kiki says she is actually keeping a secret from Brandon. This is the season of secrets, honey, because why everybody got a secret? What's going on? Why y'all ain't talking? So Clay and Tatiana decided they're going to go to the intimacy suite to spend some alone time together. Tatiana makes it clear that I don't want to be physically intimate with each other. I just want to spend quality time together. So Clay is like, that's fine. Ain't no problem. I don't mind spending time with you. So they're talking, they're debriefing, and they're bonding. And they talk about keeping secrets from each other, right? And Tatiana says that what's going on with Charlie and Jerry is a big secret to keep from each other. Do you think that you would have been able to hold that kind of information, or do you think you would have told me? And Clay is like, I feel like that kind of information is very sensitive and very delicate, and you have to have the right time to share that with your partner. In his confessional, Clay says he has a secret that he has been holding from Tatiana. He has a newborn child that he hasn't told her about. Why is everybody's secret a baby? Like, what is a baby? Is not a secret that you hide from somebody. You got to tell these people that you got little humans depending on you for everything they need in life. What is going on? Why would you build your relationship on a huge lie like that? That's not something small. What is happening here? Chris pulls Jared to the side to ask his opinion on what happened with Alexis since she brought Jared into their issues, right? Chris says he doesn't do well with control based on childhood trauma related to his parents and his multiple step parents, right? He says he told Alexis this, so she knows what he's been through, but she still puts him in tough situations. He is questioning if she even cares at this point. And I have to say, these are valid points. But if you are feeling this way, it's been a year, why are y'all still together? I'm not... Help me, help you, help me. Jared says to Chris that Alexis told him she comes from a tough background as well. So before they make any decisions, work through this experience to see what happens, because you don't know what could happen. Yes and no. I am a person amongst the belief of you don't gotta tell me twice Once I know, I got everything I need to make my decision. I don't know what's taking these people so long. Y'all remember when I said that Jared gives signs that Charlie may or may not be his type? One of those signs is he is always in the middle of the drama. He always got the lowdown on the hoedown. He always in the corner skinning and gritting, collecting, sipping, and enjoying the tea. Jared, if you don't want us to suspect, you are being very, very suspicious. That's all I'm saying. Back to Alicia and Irving, okay? Irving goes to Alicia's room and he says that he needs to talk to her, okay? He says,
How you?
I'm not doing that great. I'm not really feeling you right now.
Okay.
I don't know what it is about you. I don't know if you can read me, but you can't seem to catch a hint for nothing. You can't. You do yoga. That was cool. I didn't interrupt you. And then you had the nerve to say that it was my insecurities. That was insulting to me. I was so insulted. It's the fact that you have a way of flipping things and making it seem, put it on me when you did something wrong.
Alicia says in her confessional that she can physically feel the energy and the heat rising off of Irving. And she doesn't want to have conversations with someone who cannot control their anger and control their energy or their words. Now, Alicia girl, I'm not sure where you're getting at because Irving is not the person that you're describing. Back in the action, so as Irving is telling Alicia how he is feeling, she interrupts him and is like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Which pisses him off more. I don't blame you, sir. That would have made me mad too. So he looks at her and he asks her, please do not interrupt me. She then says she doesn't feel safe with him in that moment. Immediately, Irving gets up and he leaves. Alicia tries to call him back to her, and Irving says no. It's for her protection that he leaves because she said she doesn't feel safe. Alicia is like, I was talking about your demeanor. We can talk when you calm down. Irving is like, no, I'm gonna leave. And he's like, her deflection is insane. Now, Alicia girl, this is how people end up in prosecution rooms in compromising positions. Say what you mean and mean what you say. When you tell someone you don't feel safe, the best thing for them to do is to remove themselves for your safety. Don't do that. Don't do that. Whew. I'm going to call Alicia and Irving Total Drama Island from here on out because, girl, it's drama and kaflama, okay? It is drama and kaflama. And that was the end of episode 2, y'all. What y'all think about this show so far? I think this is the most salacious season of this show since it started. Because what is this? What is this? Let me know what y'all think down in the comments, okay? And guess what, you guys? Homegirl Hotline is now open. I want to hear from you. Tell me what you think about episode 1 and 2. You can leave a comment down below. You can also call the Homegirl Hotline, okay? The phone number is 702-625-2047. I will be playing your voicemails on the show, so please keep your voicemails under 2 minutes. If they are any longer than 2 minutes, they may get cut off, and I don't want y'all to get cut off, all right? Also, don't forget to support the podcast. You can find What the Heezybaby podcast in audio only on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Please leave a comment, rate the show, and share so more friends can find us. If you want the audio and the video, come on over to YouTube. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your post notifications. And with that, I'll catch you on the next Yap session. Bye, friends.